We come into the section four, we're creating a healthier workspace. Healthier generation has 6-step process to be able to create a healthier workspace. So first one is to build support, then assess policies and practices, develop your action plan, explore resources, take action, and celebrate success. So with this, I'm going to share with you some of the different parts of the assessment tools, and these 6 steps can actually help you in multiple parts. Again, there is a district guide and a school guide, and they both focus on staff members as well. So if your school or district has a team to include physical activity, there are 6 steps here. Many of those steps are included where the team can help with that process. Is there a way to show continuous improvement? The 6 steps has multiple steps that can help show that improvement. What extent does your school or district offer professional learning on physical activity? The 6 steps can help with that. What does the school or district use on resource mapping? The 6 steps can help with that. What does the school or district use to gather input? There are things in the 6 steps that this group can help with, or this section. What extent does your school or district have spaces for staff to take breaks, including some physical activities? The 6 steps can help with that. What extent does your school or district implement healthy meeting standards? This can help with that, the 6 steps. And then the big one that we're talking about is, how does your school or district offer physical activity or fitness programs for staff? So here are some resources that can help with that 6-step planning process. First one is, you might want to find out who would like to join the wellness committee. So this is an example of the form that you can get in the Healthier Generation Action Center. This is a form that is an employee health and well-being interest survey, and you would have questions in there that would talk about physical activity. This is a form that would give a baseline assessment, and part of that would include physical activity for the staff member. When you're talking about planning, you might want to do a SMARTY goal. This is something I just learned actually last month from a colleague, and that's developing specific or strategic goal, a measurable, an action or ambitious, realistic, time-bound, inclusive, including excluded groups, and equitable for having fairness and justice. So this can help you plan for what you want to accomplish. And then you have creating a chance to have a staff relaxation zone. And there's really important things for this, for mental health, but you could have a place where the staff could do yoga and or stretching. But I would also encourage you to think about adding in maybe some balancing activities, balance balls, balance discs, even maybe some small hand weights, and even some exercise bands. Some of us, our relaxation, doing some kind of movement is really super helpful for that. In the Healthy Meeting Toolkit, there's 3 parts to the Healthy Meeting Toolkit. One is providing physical activity or movement. The second one is healthy nutrition. And then the third one has no smoking and no vaping. You may have some people at your school or district or in the county that can help you with these programs if you don't already have access to them. You also want to make sure that you're measuring success, and you'll do that through taking surveys and tracking data. You'll also want to celebrate your successes, and that's through your attendance in these various programs, your participation rates, and even creating records that are on there. Now, some of the incentive ideas for being involved, these are no-cost ones that I was able to find. What if you could get a get-out-of-bus duty? That would have been my favorite. Or lunchroom duty coupons. Maybe you can get jeans or flip-flop days. Maybe you can have a free planning period or a VIP parking space. These are things that a school or district can offer that don't really cost a whole lot of money. What if you wanted to do some things that were low-cost ideas, or maybe even get donations that are there? So maybe you can do a free fitness club pass. You can get a giveaway. Sometimes hospitals and insurance providers can provide those items. Maybe a registration into a local 5K race for your faculty or staff. Discount coupons for active entertainment like bowling or golf. How about a healthy cookbook? Or even fitness equipment that you could provide. Now, as I start to wrap up here today, I thought it would be helpful to give you some advice or guidance, because sometimes getting started can be very overwhelming. When you look at this picture of the stairs, do you look at it as, wow, that is going to be really challenging and difficult to get to the top? Are you feeling a little overwhelmed because of that? So my advice is to first start slow. When you're starting slow, we want to just get into the habit. If you go a little bit too fast, you can actually cause yourself injury or excessive fatigue. And when those happen, you'll want to quit pretty quickly. Remember that a little bit of progress each day adds up to big results. For you to get started, we want to create a habit. To do that, it'll take 21 days. So if you start slow, the 21 days will go by pretty quickly and easily. Then it'll take 90 days to create a lifestyle. That's what our ultimate goal is to create a lifestyle. When we're talking about living, there was a time in your life where you started to crawl, and then eventually you learned to walk, and then you started to run, and hopefully we'll teach you how to fly someday. But in fitness terms, we call this a progression. When we talk about a progression, we just take it in small steps. So going back to this staircase, we don't look at the end results because that can be overwhelming. Maybe I want to run a marathon, but you shouldn't run a marathon on the first day. So go ahead and just take a look at the first step. This is all we want to focus on. After we get there, then we'll focus on the next step. After we get there, we'll focus on the third step. Eventually, we'll make it to the top. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Just a quick reminder, make sure that when you are starting any new exercise routine, you probably should consult with your medical provider first. I want us to take just a little bit of time to pause and reflect. Let's go back to that first question that I asked you today about retirement. Which one of these looks better to you? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or H? I'm going to be honest with you. I love A and C because it looks like they're traveling. D looks like that they are moving and exercising. I know my wife is looking forward to spending a lot of time reading, and E, and I want to spend times with the grandkids. I found this quote on one of the offices here in my building. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And that's a Chinese proverb. The best time to start moving was actually 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Remember to do it for your retirement. Do something today that your future self will thank you for.